other members of the Cowboys, Texans. Recently, you just mentioned the 49ers, also 2 players from Tampa Bay, along with an assistant coach. Some of these guys aren't even in facilities yet, and they're coming down with COVID-19. And whether they have it or they're asymptomatic, either or is obviously terrible. But does that give you guys any trepidation about going to training camp, especially, being in the NFL Players Association? Are you guys working on maybe something, with some sort of contract language in there just in case something does happen with a widespread outbreak? Do you guys think that, the best route is, playing in a bubble? And would you be open or comfortable to that, even if it meant having to be away from your family all season? So I'm just kind of wondering what your thoughts are on that, whether, you're having second thoughts, whether, you guys are talking as a union on what to do and all that stuff.
That's a good question. We actually somebody in the comments, Ben asked the same question in regards to the bubble. I would say you definitely have thoughts about it because you realize how serious nature this is. And then obviously both of us and amongst many other players who are around, who have wives, who have kids, who might have their parents that are around often. And not only that, coaches. They say this virus affects older people, and some of the coaches are older that are in the building. So I think it's a scary thing for everybody involved. When it comes to the bubble, like the NBA and the Major League Baseball and soccer have talked about, I just think it's very different for football. You think about training camp, and I don't know if it would be cut numbers, but I don't know how this would work. But there's 90 guys on a team. Not only are there 90 guys, you have coaching staff that's usually made up of maybe 15 to 20 coaches. Then you have your weight room coaches. Then you have your training room coaches. And there's so many other football essential personnel that are in the building. So you're talking about 32 teams with over 100 members that you have to house, and not only house, be able to have a facility in which everybody can practice and do all of that in an orderly fashion where you're still keeping 6 feet distance. So I just don't know if it's really fathomable for the NFL to be able to go in a bubble. And then beyond that, I don't really know. Me personally, I don't ever want to say never, but I can't anticipate me being away from the family for that long throughout the entirety of the season. That'd be insane. It would feel like forever,
Yeah.
Yeah, I even saw Tom Curran talk about this. I agree with J-Mac. I just can't see me stepping away from my family for that amount of time. I think, when you sign up for different jobs, you kind of discuss it as a family, like the hardship of that. For us as players, you never had to think about that. So, we got training camp kind of in a month and a half. So we haven't heard it. So now as the days start counting down, you might be telling your wife with a week's notice that you're gone for 6 months. To me, that'd be very tough. So if that is on the table, I think that needs to be discussed sooner than later for guys to be able to make that decision.
Yeah, because right now there's just not a lot of info. Guys don't know exactly when the reporting is going to There's just I think just because there's a lot right now in our country that we all just don't know, so it's hard to make plans and move forward. And I think there's new things that come out every day. There's testing that's trying to evolve, so it's kind of like a wait and see.
Also, different parts of the country are affected worse than other parts, so you have to take that into consideration as well. Yeah. And then, do you guys have any, the other part of the question, do you guys have any, trepidation or second thoughts about reporting to training camp without a vaccine or significant, testing and all that stuff? And have you talked about that as a players union, trying to work something with the league, like contract, just to kind of cover your bases in case you guys get, hit with a big wave and, forfeitures or quarantines and how that's going to happen?
Yeah, I think our league is going to be like every other league. It's going to be between the Players Association and the league safely. So if that doesn't happen, I don't see this happening this year. I think the unprecedented times that we have to talk about this. We can't just say let's go back to work. It has to be spoken about. The details, everything has to come.
Let's talk about it when it gets there.
Yeah,
it's got to be now.
Yeah, and like you said, when you report to training camp, I don't think there will be dates and stuff in place without it feeling safe enough as a players association saying, hey, okay, the report dates are as follows for the 32 teams. I think if that happens, it's going to be because everything that was discussed and agreed upon makes it feel as though it's going to be a safe enough environment for guys to return to the facility and to return for work. I already know they already talked about limiting guys in the weight room, the space, and all of that. So, but as of right now, we don't know. So I'm one of those type of people. It's like control what you can control. So as of right now, we know the plan is for there to be a season. So right now, it's controlling what we can control from a physical and mental standpoint. Is getting ready for the season and assuming that that's going to take place.